Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC fight night. Robert versus Ikram. And this video right here is the full card breakdown and predictions, and it will be the absolute last time we have to give a full card breakdown and prediction for this card, as we are locked and loaded and ready to rock tomorrow. No more cancellations, no more rebookings, no more none of that, man. Now, the first fight of the night, still a complete pass. That's Long versus Chang. Both of them making their UFC debuts. Both of them coming off the road to the UFC. In my personal opinion, I can't gauge where their ceiling may or may not be based off performances against each other. I need to see them moving forward. And with that being said, if their next matchups are against individuals from Dana White Contender Series, road to the UFC, looking to a fighter, or one of the other, outlets that they've motherfucking created for individuals to make it into the UFC, then I won't be able to gauge where their ceiling may or may not be based off of those performances either. They need to face somebody of a UFC caliber for me to, gauge where they're going, where their ceiling may or may not be moving forward inside the UFC. So it's a complete pass for me. I want nothing to do with it. Hopefully it's a good fight and it kicks off the night in spectacular fashion. The second fight of the night, now this is completely fucked up. If they got it lined up the same, it's another complete pass for me because it's another individual making his UFC debut. The boy Magomed going against Ribeiro. Magomed, he's 8-0. I get it. He's undefeated. I get it. He's looked good as of yet. I get it. But against the opposition that he's been up against, come on, man. He should be 8-0. He should be undefeated. He should have a 100% finishing rate. And he should have absolutely looked mag-fucking-nificent in every one of those fights. Opposition with combined records of 25 wins and 14 losses. I mean, come on, man. He hasn't been up against anybody yet, man. Now, with that being said, Ribeiro, I'm not saying he's that guy. I'm not saying he's the pick and he's the one to take the O from this young man. But I will say it's worth noting that he knows what it's like to take an O from a motherfucker at a sizable underdog number. You understand what I'm saying too? He did it on Dana White Contender Series. He took the O from that young man, and he took it from him in spectacular fashion. And that man was playing the role of a more technical practitioner than Ribeiro in that fight, man. He tried to roll with the kick. Turned his back, and boom, got molly-whopped when he spun around, man. Like, this young man's not here to play around with you, man. You want to roll with my kicks and turn your back on me, I'm going to crack you right in your motherfucking coconut when you turn around. You understand what I'm saying to you? And Magomed is obviously going to be the more technical practitioner of the two. But with that being said, Ribeiro, he possesses the 3 years youth advantage for what it's worth. The 5.5 inch, almost 6 inch reach advantage, the power advantage, and the speed advantage, in my personal opinion. Now, also on the ground, he possesses the jiu-jitsu advantage, where Magomed, he's more technical of a practitioner, and I guess we like to say he possesses the wrestling and grappling advantage, but because he's looked so good in that department and he's looked so good, all around in his 8-0 run. But again, that's against opposition with combined records of 25 wins and 14 losses. He should have looked absolutely fucking magnificent. You understand what I'm saying to you? And this is another one, like we'll talk about my man up the card a little bit. This is an O that is, in my personal opinion, it's inevitable. That O has got to go. It's just about who's going to take it from him and when's it going to happen. And is Ribeiro that guy? You understand what I'm saying to you? Complete pass for me, unless we talking about some dog action, man. Munin versus Kohan Kang, it's still Kohan Kang, man. Not too much I could say bad about this young man, if anything, man. He's solid absolutely everywhere. His resume is to be respected. He's done very well inside the UFC, and he's done very well in MMA, period, man. You know what I mean? I'm surprised to see him at a dog number, but not surprised to see him at a dog number based simply off the fact that we're in Saudi Arabia. You understand what I'm saying to you? But it's his fight to lose, in my personal opinion. I don't think he's going to lose it. Renat versus Nicholas Dalby. I'm still siding with Renat, but, not to justify that money line in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Almost minus 400 against Dalby. The level of opposition that Dalby has been up against for far much longer than this young man. You understand what I'm saying to you? And the level of opposition that Nicholas Dalby is himself is an opposition higher than anything that Renat Fakhretdinov has ever faced, in my personal opinion. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's worth noting that Renat Fakhretdinov took a past his prime Zaleski to a draw, when Nicholas Dalby beat a primetime Zaleski via split decision. You understand what I'm saying to you? One thing doesn't have anything to do with the other, and some might want to argue, oh, well, that was a primetime Nicholas Dalby back then, but Nicholas Dalby has only gotten better, in my personal opinion, since that fight. Look at his resume. It is to be respected. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, I'm not saying that he's that guy that's going to cash at plus 285, but I'm also not saying that he's not that guy. I just believe Renat Fakhretdinov would do enough within the first 8.5 to 9 minutes of this fight to secure the first 2 rounds, regardless of what happens in the last 90 seconds to 60 seconds of the second round and the 5 minutes in the third round. As long as he's not 10-8'd in the third round, then he shouldn't get another draw. He should get another split or unanimous decision nod his way, based simply off the fact that over here in Saudi Arabia, they're not over here, man. You know what I mean? And I understand it. We might be taking the same judges and the same referees over there, man, but they're not taking the same attitudes, in my personal opinion. Saudi Arabia is a different place, man. It's a different culture, and they have a higher level of respect for all arts of mixed martial arts when it comes to the fighting game, just in my personal opinion. And it's a shame to say that, unfortunately, we don't hold the same level of respect that they do over there for the wrestling and grappling department. Over here, we're yelling, motherfuckers are throwing beers at the cage, boo, 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 get them up, let these motherfuckers fight. You know, back in the day over in Pride in Japan, it'd be dead silent, man. They'd want to see out in the crowd, everybody was locked in. They wanted to see how this motherfucker was going to deal with this adversity, if they was going to be able to make it through this motherfucking transaction. If, God forbid, they'd be able to reverse it. Then the crowd go wild. Then they quiet back down and they get right back to watching it, man. Because they had a respect for every art of mixed martial arts that was going on inside that motherfucking ring or inside that cage. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I just feel like it's like that over there in Saudi Arabia as well. You know what I mean? No cheating. You know, no none of that. You grabbing the cage, we slapping your hand. You grab it again, we taking a point. You understand what I'm saying to you? Reaching that glove, we taking a point because we already talked to you about something else, man. We not here to go tit for tat for you. Taking a point from this young man. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, I don't feel like they're going to play no games over here. Even with it being the same referees, I just feel like the presence, the company that they're going to be in the presence of, you understand what I'm saying to you, and the high level of respect that company that they're in the presence of holds for all arts and mixed martial arts, especially the wrestling, the grappling, that sambo and judo and all that, man. Like, I feel like it's all going to be dealt with and scored and judged accordingly tomorrow. You know what I mean? So for those reasons, I feel like Renat will secure enough takedowns and enough control time over the course of the first 2 rounds that as long as he's not 10-8 in the third round, he won't see another draw, and he'll win a unanimous, maybe a split decision, but probably a unanimous, due to securing so many takedowns and control time over the first, 8.5, 9 minutes, man. Now, Nasrat versus Jarrett. I'm still rocking with Jarrett. That's the dog. I'm not going against the grain, and I keep completely understanding Nasrat action. I got Nasrat wrapped up in a couple parlays, man. You know what I mean? I'm a degenerate, not a dumbass. I do my best to secure my back door as best as I can. But with that being said, I still feel like Jarrett takes this one, man. You know what I mean? Like, if Jarrett was somebody that put out mediocre kind of volume on the feet and then mixed in takedowns, like some Miles Johns kind of volume on the feet mixed in takedowns, it'd be a completely different conversation, but he's not. He will match the volume on the feet with Nasrat, and he'll mix in the takedowns. Nasrat might outland him by 10 or 20 strikes, but the takedowns that Jarrett's able to secure and the motherfucking control time that he's able to secure mixed in with matching the volume on the feet is going to secure him this decision. In my personal opinion, Magomed versus Antonio, complete pass. Magomed's almost minus 700, man. Wasn't nothing to do with it. Johnny versus Volkan. I'm on Volkan. I'm still on Volkan. That hasn't changed. Via KO, TKO, submission, or knockout. I don't see Johnny Walker, being able to work in any wrestling or grappling. Their physicalities. He's too tall. He's too long. He's too lanky. He's not getting in on a single. He's not getting in on a power double. He'd have to clinch up and sweep or triple him. If he clinches up, he's too close. Volkan's going to work the body and the head. Volkan could knock him out in the striking department because his boxer's cleaner and crisper. Johnny possesses the reach and the height. You understand what I'm saying to you? But, he's got a flash knockout opportunity to win this fight, and I don't think Volkan's going to give him that chance, man. I think Volkan can win it in so many different ways via knockout, submission, or decision. He could work that because of the physicalities. He could crash that distance, work that body, touch that head. Johnny puts his guard up, scoop that double. When Johnny butt hits the ground, and long, lanky legs are already between Volkan's legs. He sits right down in the full mount and just pounds him out, man. So many ways for Volkan to win. I'm rocking with Volkan. Muhammad versus Lima, I want nothing to do with this fight. I was rocking with Muhammad in his previous matchup. You know, he probably wins this matchup, but with that being said, you know, I don't want anything to do with it, man. See how this kid Lima performs. He's upper weight class, you know what I mean? That's nothing that Muhammad hasn't done before, you know, to get the job done. So I got Muhammad by decision, just being too big for him and kind of bullying him when it comes to the wrestling and securing the decision, man. But I don't want nothing to do with the fight, Calvin versus Daniel. I'm rocking with Calvin, but Calvin's disrespectful for his shit, man. You know what I mean? I'm still rocking with him to get this done, but basically Daniel stepped up and signed a contract to fight up, you know, in the top 10 middleweight, because let's keep it honest. That's what Calvin's been doing, fighting with Israel Adesanya, 5 rounds with Robert Whittaker, Jared Cannonier, you know what I'm saying? And now, instead of coming down to welterweight, he makes Rodriguez come up to motherfucking middleweight and fight him, you know what I'm saying? You know, shout out to the boy Danny, you know what I mean? Hats off to you. You's a G, that's a G move. I got nothing but respect for you, man. It's fucked up though that you know, you're still gonna take this loss. I just hope that you secured the bag a lot more than 20% of his, you know what I mean? I hope they put a couple hundred motherfucking thousand on top of your bag, man, for the step you taking up, you know what I mean? That's a big fucking step up. To step up to the middleweight division and fight him, you know what I mean? When he landed in Saudi Arabia at like 196 pounds, man. That was a little bit of water weight for him. He just didn't eat breakfast, weighed in, and went and ate breakfast. You understand what I'm saying to you? Disrespectful shit, man. You know what I mean? I hope Danny can catch him and knock him out, but that'd be the only way to do it, and I don't think he can get that done, man. Calvin's probably gonna get this one done. You feel me? Unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1, 3 rounds to none, or he's gonna knock him out inside the distance. If he doesn't submit him, because he's been working heavy on the wrestling, man, and that little meatball can get in on that double and get Daniel down. So Calvin's the pick, but man, that shit's fucked up. Sergey versus Alexander. I'm still rocking with Alexander to get this one done via KO, TKO submission. You know what I mean? If it goes the distance via unanimous decision, man. You know, he can keep these big motherfuckers away. I understand Sergey's, you know, motherfuckers say he's fast, but he doesn't necessarily have a speed advantage when it comes to individual shots thrown. I don't think he's quicker when it comes to throwing a jab or throwing a 1-2. He's just a little bit more powerful. When he gets you hurt, he storms in quick. You understand what I'm saying to you? But, you know, he's got to get you hurt for that to happen. And I don't think that Alexander is going to let that happen. I think he's going to keep him at bay with the teep kicks. He might possibly hurt him with some of them teep kicks and, you know, get the old KO, TKO inside the distance victory for himself. You understand what I'm saying to you? Or he might just keep him at bay with the teep kicks, working his own motherfucking jabs, his 1-2s, his hooks, you feel me? Shots to the motherfucking body until he breaks him down a little bit and then get him to the ground. You know what I mean? But I think it's Alexander's fight to lose. Rob versus Ikram, I'm still rocking with Rob, man. You know what I mean? I kept y'all for too long. We're gonna get the fuck up out of here. I'm still rocking with Rob to get this one done via KO, TKO, or unanimous decision, man. Fucking 5 rounds to none. You know what I mean? Nothing impresses me about Ikram, and I get it, you know what I mean? The pictures are coming out and everything's coming about, you know, he's been rocking with Islam and Khabib and underneath, you know, Khabib's father and this, that, and third. With all due respect to Khabib, his team, his father, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace and everything that comes with all of that, man. There's a lot of people that trained over there, have trained over there, and will train over there, but they're not Khabib, they're not Islam, they're not Zabit. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, these are some special individuals, man. Even Umar, you know what I mean? Like, these are some special individuals, man. Everybody is not them, you feel me? Everybody that comes out of them gyms and trains with those men and have been under the tool of, you know, under the motherfucking guidance of, you know, his father when he was home and under the guidance of him now. They're not all gonna be, you know, top tier. They're not all top tier. You feel me? They're not all gonna make it to the UFC. And that's with all due respect, man. There's a lot of low-level individuals that train with a lot of high-level individuals because they're in the gyms with them. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll ever make it to the, you know, big stages that those individuals they train with are on, man. With all due respect, man, I think Rob is just levels above this, man. If you have a 36% striking defense and you're getting hit 7 times on average per minute with these lower level individuals, what do you think Robert Whittaker is going to do to you, man? With a 36% striking defense, hitting 7 times on average per minute, it might only take 7 strikes for Robert to motherfucking put you out, man. He might fill you out with the jab, fill you out with a leg kick, fill you out with another jab, follow that joint with a 2 and then a motherfucking head kick and put you clean the fuck out, man. You know what I mean? Like, it might take 5 strikes. It might only take 6 strikes or 7 strikes for him to get you the fuck up out of there, and that's what you're getting hit with on average per minute with a 36% striking defense with these lower level individuals. I just think it's levels to it, man. And when you getting hit that much and your striking defense is only 36% with these lower level individuals, the situations that Rob is able to create on the feet. I mean, that horrible sequence that he had with motherfucking Phil Halls before knocking Phil Halls out, Robert Whittaker would have knocked him out 3 times in that sequence, man. You know what I mean? Not the shit on the kid, man. You feel me? Maybe he comes out here and just goes motherfucking sambo, you know, grapple crazy and just ragdolls Robert Whittaker. I mean, and I'm dead ass wrong, but I don't think so. Complete pass on the first fight, complete pass on the second fight. Unless we talking about dog action, I'll take Kung Ho Kang. Renat for a for a unanimous, maybe a split decision, but not the justified minus motherfucking 360. I like Jarrett via unanimous decision. I like nothing to do with motherfucking Magomed versus Antonio. I like Volkan. I like motherfucking Muhammad versus Lima, but I don't really want nothing to do with it. It's Calvin versus Daniel for what it's worth. I like Volkov against Sergey, and I like Rob against Ikram, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Enjoy the card. That joint's early tomorrow, so y'all can cash out and get paid, man, before dinner. You know what I mean? Tap in. Parlays is coming in a few.